What's going on, people? It's your boy KelechIwuaba back with another episode of the Ramblin' Mind Podcast. How are each and every single one of y'all doing today? I hope y'all are staying safe. I hope y'all are taking care of yourselves. I hope y'all are doing all the things you know you ought to do during these times, my friends. Hope you're taking care of yourselves, and I hope that the end of January was a blessing to each and every single one of y'all. It's crazy that we're already in February. For today's podcast, it's going to be slightly different than the usual. I'm going to call it one quote, two ideas, because it's one quote and two random ideas that I had in my head that I didn't know how to make a full thing out of, but I'm just going to share it. Hopefully, it's going to be helpful to each and every single one of y'all. So let's begin. The quote is one that I heard from a writer named Ryan Holiday. He said, "I don't trust myself. I have evidence. I don't trust myself. I have evidence." The common advice that we get from most people is believe in yourself, trust in yourself in order to accomplish your goals. The saying always goes, if you don't believe in you, then who will believe in you? I tend to find that to be complete and utter BS. The fact is, most of us have lied so much to ourselves that whenever we try to start doing something and we say to ourselves, I'm going to do X, our brain automatically starts trying to formulate stories of why we couldn't accomplish X. And this is even before we even try to accomplish X, because we have written a tale in our minds that our brains don't even believe us anymore. We have written stories, and our brain's only evidence is the fact that we do not accomplish a lot of the things that we say we want to accomplish. And so the evidence overpowers every single type of trust that you may have in yourself. But the little tidbit that I want to share with that quote is there is a different way that we can use this to our advantage. Rather than trying to just have blind faith in ourselves and just blind trust in ourselves, how about we use the evidence of what we've shown ourselves to be? The moment we face up with the evidence of, every time I say I want to get fit, I end up not getting fit. Why? I trust myself so much to eat right, to go to bed on time, to go to the gym, but I end up not doing it. Why? The moment we can face up to ask ourselves, based on the evidence that we have seen in our lives, here's what I can do to adjust. When we can face up and say, okay, I have evidence that shows that I don't live up to the words that I say to myself. So what can I do to mitigate and take advantage of the past issues that I've had? How can I learn from the mistakes that I've made in the past? Do I need to just make sure that every time I get off work, I go straight to the gym? Do I need to make sure that when I'm in the store, I focus on just getting my essentials and not going into the aisles to pick up all the things that are snacks that I eat late at night and I know I don't need to eat? Do I need to focus on just buying fruits and vegetables? What are things that I can do to ensure that I meet the goals that I have for myself? When it comes to our finances, do I need to just automate my savings to make sure that and put it in a separate bank account so that whenever I feel like spending money, I will open my bank account and my checking account and be like, I don't have any money in here, so I can't actually spend any money. Do I need to maybe open a CD and put some money in the CD so it's a little bit more painful when I need to withdraw the money from that account? Do I need to automatically enroll in my company 401k plan because there's a barrier before I can get access to that money? What are ways that you can help yourself based off of your past evidence, based off of the past evidence that will help you get to your future goals? We cannot put blind trust or faith in ourselves. We are not God. We are human. And so what we have to do is learn from our past mistakes so we can create a better future for ourselves. And for all my Christians out there, there was only one person that you should be putting your blind faith and trust in, and that's Jesus. And you ain't him. For us, our job is to use wisdom and apply it to every area of our lives. First idea, my laziness is why I am productive. A lot of people always come up to me and tell me like, oh, bro, you're so disciplined. You're so productive. And it's always a shock to me because I'm extremely lazy. Like those who know me very well know how lazy I can be. Like my mom always gets on me when I go home. I'm just like, I'm home. I don't want to do anything. I'm just going to chill on the couch. I don't like doing a whole lot of stuff. But because of my laziness and because I know I can get lazy, I built a lot of systems to enable me to do all the things I know I need to do. I use a lot of different tools like reminders to ensure that I'm doing the things that I need to do. Otherwise, I won't get anything done. And so a lot of people see that and assume, oh my gosh, he's so disciplined. He's able to do X. He's able to do Y. It's not that I'm more disciplined than the next person. It's just that I realize that I'm lazy, and outside of the systems that I've designed for myself, I won't be able to accomplish anything. And so I've used my laziness to empower me to do the things that I know I ought to be doing. So one of the things that might be helpful to you is use your laziness to your advantage. What are the things that are painful that you don't like to do? How can you incorporate other things into it so it makes it enjoyable so that way you actually do it? What are the things that you find to be tedious? So how could you maybe automate those tasks so you don't have to do it all the time? Or when you have to do it, it just ends up being with something else that you enjoy to do. Idea number 2, to say no, you must have a deep yes. To say no, you must have a deep yes. Let me explain. I like to say that money is like water. It likes to find the point of least resistance and leave your pockets. The question is, how do we then create a strong enough dam to prevent our money from just doing whatever it wants or going wherever we want it to? Part of that is learning to say no. We talk about it a lot on the podcast, but learning to say no or saying no is extremely hard in the environment that we live in today, with the things that we are regularly bombarded with, whether it's we're on social media or what we see our friends doing or any of these things. When we're in the store advertising, there is so much bombardment with things that want to find ways to take the money out of our pockets. So the question is, what do we do? What do we do? How do we say no in a culture that drives us to want to feel like we have to increasingly say yes? And I believe one of the best ways we learn to say no is by having a deep yes. Is by having a deeper yes. Here are a few examples of explaining that idea. When you see an ad on Instagram to buy that outfit, that random outfit that you never even thought you needed, but now all of a sudden, because it's in our phrase, we feel like we need to buy it. Or we see that ad on Instagram to get that computer gadget. Or we see that ad on TV and we feel like, oh, I gotta buy that thing. The only way we can say no to ourselves is when we know, if I spend money on this thing right now, I won't be able to give to that cause that I want to give to. I won't be able to be the generous person that I want to be. All of a sudden, it switches. No longer are you saying no to not buying the thing. You're saying yes to becoming a generous person. It's a slight switch, but it's a very important switch. Another example, when you get invited to go out with your friends for a last-minute travel vacation that will cost you about $1,000, the only way you can stomach telling your friends, no, I won't be able to join you for your last-minute celebrations for your birthday or for New Year's or whatever it is is when you know, yo, this $1,000 is the amount of money that I need to put down on my credit card. And that credit card bill has been on my head for about the last 6 years. And it has prevented me from being able to do a lot of the things that I wish that I wanted to do. When I wanted to take that travel trip to see my family, I couldn't do it because I had this credit card bill on my head. All of a sudden, it's no longer that you're saying no to your friend. It's you're saying yes to be able to do a lot more things by being free from that debt. Having a deeper yes allows you to more easily say no in so many areas of your life. Having a deeper yes is giving your money a purpose. Having a deeper yes is taking back control when you feel like you've lost all sense of control when it comes to your finances. So the question is, what do you care about? What are the things that you find purposeful? Because once you can determine those things, then you begin to live a truly financially free life. To say no, you must have a deeper yes. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all in this episode of the podcast. I hope y'all learned one, maybe two things out of this entire thing. And if you did, share this podcast with one person that you love, one person that you hate, one person you're just kind of like, about. And by that time, you would have shared it with every single person that you know. But it's been your boy Kelechi. Leave a review on the podcast wherever you may be listening to this thing on. And I'm going to catch you up on the next time. Remember, generosity is always greater than greed. God bless each and every single one of y'all. And your boy is out of here. Peace.